Hello everyone, and welcome to Bonus Action, where friends don't let friends adventure alone. I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, or DM, David Armstrong. Thanks to Josh in one of our other minisodes, I'm your campaign manager. Thanks to the other minisode, I'm also your chaos manager. I've worked in retail for years, that's just a manager. This is Bonus Action. It's an actual play Dungeons & Dragons show. We play Dungeons & Dragons. We thought we would, as we are embarking on our first campaign together, we thought we would try something a little different for the start of the campaign to kick us off. And we've taken the 6 player characters who will eventually comprise the party. And before they go off on their grand adventure, the campaign trail proper, we thought, let's split them off into pairs and send them on a little team building exercise slash mini-sode that we're calling an odd job. You see, they all work for the Alice Sterling Grimhold, which is a company co-owned by Alistair McAlpine and Sterling Halloway, and it secures and locates magical objects from antiquity. Most of them are cursed, a lot of them are dangerous, most of them are just sort of curious and unknown. And before we get on the campaign trail proper, we thought, let's send these folks out on some simpler missions to see how they do. And tonight, if you're watching them in order, this is the number 3 of 3. And I want to introduce the players that are joining me tonight, because I'm not going to lie, this one's going to be a little challenging. And I'm excited. So, joining me tonight for this episode, it is the right guy himself. You know him, you love him. It's Adam Lash.
Oh my God, it's me!
Hi, Adam. How are you?
I am good. I'm also on the right side of the screen.
It just happened to work out that way. We actually didn't really plan that.
Oh, no. Oh, not to blow up anyone's spot, but Jay and I had a long conversation of, hey, when we're doing this and we have all 6 of us here, we need to make sure that, Jay, you are on the most left spot and I am the most right spot. Because there was one time way back in the day where we switched sides for whatever reason. We didn't realize we had to be, and people were not happy. Yeah. So since then, I have tried to make sure that I'm always on Jay's left.
We don't like change.
We don't.
No.
I am supposed to be on Jay's camera right. So
I was gonna say, even if you guys do switch it up, I will still say, on the left side is Jay, and just point to wherever he is.
Oh God. My dyslexia's already kicking in, dude. And
oh no.
Yeah, I failed that check. My dyslexia check failed.
Oh no. Adam, tell me your experience of Dungeons & Dragons previous to this.
Well, honestly,
let me tell you.
Let me tell you, I don't have a lot of it. Yes. Because the only time I've ever actually truly played Dungeons & Dragons is with you guys. Hey. And it only started a year and a half before the forever time. We all got into a game. Jay invited me into the game you guys were about to play, and I met you guys for the first time, and it was the first time I've ever actually played Dungeons & Dragons, and I think it is fair to say that it did take me a couple of sessions to realize what was actually going on and how to play the game properly. As Jay keeps ribbing me, I was playing the game differently than you guys were, but eventually got there. I think I'm being nice. But since then, we only played for like a year and a half before everything came to a crashing halt. Mm-hmm. And then I played one shot with Jay a couple weeks ago with some friends, and that is it.
Incredible.
So not a whole lot.
It's perfect. That's a perfect amount, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't remember you playing it differently the first couple of sessions.
Well, according to the way Jay tells it is, the first attack is like, I takes his giant sword, it's like, I want to put my sword in the guy's neck. Uh-huh. And the DM was like, well, I mean, you can try, but like, no, but I just want, can I just...
But it's cool.
Yes, but please. Cool. But please, sword in neck, please. I roll to decapitate him?
Yeah.
That comes later? I mean, but why not now? Necks are so thin, the sword is so big. I feel like I should be able to get it right now.
That is not far off!
I don't remember this. That's really funny. That's incredible. was too busy worrying about my character. I was in character already. Incredible. Well, Adam, obviously, welcome. And joining him on this quest this evening, a wonderful friend of ours, an incredible improviser, performer. I'll also say it, he's my DM for my home game. It is Jason Spina. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm nervous.
That's fine. Everybody's been a little nervous. It's been great.
Great.
I can't say don't be nervous.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst thing to say.
All of you have like watched this through twice, so
that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm fresh in, so
That's true.
everything's gonna be a surprise. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. It's kind of the same question that I asked Adam. What's your previous experience with Dungeons and Dragons?
I was introduced to it by a partner. I got very into it. I started playing a lot, Sweet Bloom
Yes.
in your game, and then actually on the train home from this location, I was talking to you and our DM at the time about wanting to try DMing. And I started DMing, and then that became everything.
It becomes all-consuming.
I have been a quote-unquote forever DM for a little bit, so I'm very excited to play.
I'm excited for everybody watching at home to meet these two characters. I'm very excited. Then I think that's it. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Adam, Jason, and all of you watching at home. I want to welcome you all to Wild Country.
So hell and well met, your destiny's not set. When you're a misfit, everything's miss or hit, better think fast, the die is cast. So hell and well met, your destiny's not set. Where once it was just you, now we're all coming to you, not on your own, 'cause friends don't make friends, adventure alone. It's time to be a hero.
The Madwind Asylum at one point was a facility for housing those who had succumbed to dangerous magical effects that afflict the mind. But with improved healing magic over the years, it has since made the asylum rather obsolete. So fortunately, with its magical suppression guards and wards, the facility is ideal for detaining dangerous magic users or tending to cursed magical beasts while they work on undoing the curses. The Alice Sterling Grimhold still lacks a lot of amenities and can house cursed objects and simpler creatures, a stray elemental or a rogue pixie and the like. The Madwind has a very tenuous working relationship with the Grimhold, and both partners at the Grimhold don't entirely trust the old asylum. This evening, the Madwind is using one of its road trains to transport a couple of dangerous prisoners and a couple of items from the asylum to a warp point on the mainland. So on the mainland, this was introduced in one of the other odd jobs. The mainland, which is known as Kyle Nethrir, which in Elvish means wasted potential. And
Wait, is that real?
what?
I thought that was a bit.
No, it's a real. It's a real thing.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah, you're fine. Jay Schmidt, everybody. Jay's here, by the way. Kyle Nethrir. It's probably not on the map labeled, but what you will see on the map is Kyle Neth's really only notable landmark, which is the Shiverfrost Peaks. These mountains rise up and sort of separate the land from one port city, Ornament, to the other port cities in the north. And you two have headed from Ornament and have met the road train as it makes its path up to the peaks of the Shiverfrost, where the warp point is. It does sound incredibly dangerous, but it is a little bit more, it is slightly more safe than trying to sail all of this stuff across the bay back to the capital, where the Grimhold is. So Alistair has sent you two to help oversee the transport. As I said, he doesn't trust the Mad Wind, but he does trust you two. The camera tracks along this winding path. You can hear the wooden wagon wheels, a bunch of them. These are like 18-wheeler trucks made of wood. Some of it is metal. Actually, so it's 3 cars, and the one in the middle is actually made of it's actually fitted a little more with metallic elements to it. The other 2 are sort of just wooden, a little more straightforward. And it's winding up these mountain passes into the peaks. You can see on the side, the camera sort of as it heads through one of the windows, you can see it says on the middle trailer, it says Mad Wind Asylum. And the camera heads to the rear of the 3rd car. And we see 2 figures sitting next to each other. And they seem to be listening to a 3rd figure that has their back to the camera, sort of droning on. As they're talking, the camera focuses first on a tiefling figure. And Jason, would you like to tell everybody watching at home what your character looks like? What do they see?
They see a tiefling. He is 16 and a half, he'd probably tell you, because at that point, he's at that age where that half is important. Burgundy skin, black hair that is pretty short, kind of looks like he cut it himself. He would have, 2 horns, but they are cut. So they're like 2 little kind of like hockey pucks on his forehead that when he is not reading are perfect little stands for his enormous reading glasses, which are these like round goggles that are just so thick. So they sit perfectly up there, except when when he pulls them down, they bend in such a way that his these golden pools that are his eyes fill up both lenses and give him this sort of like bug-like appearance. All in all, does not seem the most comfortable in his skin. I imagine has made himself sort of as small and unobtrusive in this like double seat. If he has something to be doing, he'll probably be doing that. But if he doesn't, he'll probably be reading something.
I'll let you decide on something that he might be doing. Alistair provided some reading material for you. It's not the most relevant stuff. It's really like there's one of the main things is like a brochure for ornament. An ornament, as I was telling them on another one shot, the ornament is the port city, the only one on the south side of the Shiverfrost Peaks. It basically splits its time being flooded from the coast and from avalanches in the north. So it's basically this disaster city. It's trying to rebrand itself lately as an adventure spot. So this brochure is like, come to Ornament and see how cool we are. Or how wet we are. No, they don't say that. We'll take that out.
Yeah. It's stated.
But you've got like that brochure. You've got like an older brochure from like an archived thing of the Mad Wind, what the asylum used to sort of offer as services in an older age when it was more active as an actual asylum. So you could be poring over those if you would like.
Yeah, I think he's definitely looking at the ornament brochure, and I imagine there are all sorts of like legalese, like asterisks for all of like the natural disasters,
Yes.
and like all like in like small print on the back, and he's like poring over like what are the ramifications of like trying to run a business here?
There's one sleeve of the brochure is just dedicated to like, this is an example of a form you have to fill out, like a waiver, you know. Here's an insurance tiered system that you can like subscribe to. Yeah. They've really made a whole like glossy business about it. incredible. You're also listening to this figure drone on. It sounds like they're talking, yes, it's the asylum. You see, it has a lot of guards and wards over it that, they just existed for forever, as long as the asylum's been there. Some of them, actually, they say, they existed before the asylum. That's why the asylum got erected where it is, because I already had this, so you can't do magic here. They keep going, and you see the camera sort of pan gently over past you to the other figure. Adam, what does the audience see as the camera pans over to your character?
The camera sees a stern-looking 20-year-old with a slightly disheveled brown hair, eyes in a pretty much a hawk-like scowl, scanning the horizon behind them. He's looking everywhere for any sign of movement. He's trying to see through the dust. His eyes never stop moving. You can tell he's listening, but it's passive listening, because he is intently staring, making sure he catches anything and everything going on behind them.
And the cart has that kind of the caboose-like little platform, little balcony. It's reinforced with some metal bars, but you can see it's kind of a long, low window you can see out of, and it's pretty desolate. Yeah, you can see now the path winding down back into onto the mesa. You guys came in from the north side, so the wilder wastes. It's pretty bare, pretty desolate, pretty featureless, but yeah, and now it's getting ever darker as it's going up. The moonlight reflecting off of, you're starting to see some snowfall here, and it's starting to reflect off the snow a little bit. So you're starting to get a little bit of light, a little bit of occlusion, but mostly it's you're just going into the darkness. Where is Victor's head at the moment? Give us a little insight into how does he feel about the whole situation?
He is extremely nervous, and he doesn't want to be here. He is happy that the thing is, he's happy he's here, but knows he shouldn't be here. And he's shifting his weight to make sure his sword's on his back, as he is arms, crossed. He's got to wear a cool brown duster with the collar way up, so he can. So most of his face is kind of obscured from his friend, but he knows where everybody is. He's listening to the guy, but he's not really thrilled by being here.
Sure. And just to give you an idea of where you guys are, you're in the back corner of this train car, essentially. Next to you is an empty cell. So there's 2 holding cells on this car. The car itself is about 50 feet long. I think it's 50 feet long. We'll see when the map comes out. But there's one cell next to you, and you're sort of next to it. The guy sitting opposite you in the cell just beyond, which I think your eyes especially go back to occasionally. There's somebody sitting in that cell. In the dim light of this car, you could see a pale-skinned figure, probably somewhere about 6 feet, but he's hunched over. You haven't seen them stand up yet, so but they seem to carry themselves with they're hunched over like a taller person would have to do to fit into where they are. And you can see this gentle glowing on the bars that's keeping some sort of magical suppression active over that cell. He doesn't pay any attention to you all. It seems like he's got his eyes closed, seems to be focusing on something else. As the camera sort of zooms in on you, Victor, we flash back. It's earlier in the day. You're walking through the market bazaar in Selbin, in the capital, and you can see there's a couple of tavern fronts as you walk by. There's one that says Marley's. There's a couple other ones on the way. You can hear some active revelry already happening, even though it's midday. And next to you is a tall elderly elven man. He has his long white hair sort of tied up loosely, like in a loose ponytail behind him. It's kind of off his shoulder at the moment. He's walking with his walking stick. And Alistair McAlpine looks at you and says, Victor, you know, I know that it's going to be a challenge for you to trust everyone, but I think it's going to be necessary for whatever's coming next.
I hear you, sir.
You don't have to call me sir. You can. We don't have to be so formal, but.
Sorry, sir.
I'll let that one slide.
You gotta. You're the first person I've had a conversation with 2 days in a row. And I really appreciate you getting me out of the situation I was in. But you know I like fighting stronger guys and figuring out how to get stronger and better because I need to.
Sure.
I am just concerned that you are taking a risk by having me a part of whatever it is you're coming up with.
I'll just say that your skills are very necessary. I think the others are, I think, not that you're not giving them enough credit, but I think they're gonna surprise you. And I also think it's very easy to run in Wild Country, but I think it's important to stand up and fight when it's necessary. And I think it's gonna be real necessary soon. You've been running for a long time, Victor.
I have. And I appreciate the fact that I have actually slept in the same place for 2 nights in a row.
How do you feel about trivia night?
He's looking. He's looking everywhere.
scanning.
He's still scanning all possible, scanning all faces, looking for possible exits.
Make a perception check.
15.
15?
I don't have my.
As you scan around, you're looking for the usual exit paths, you're looking for the paths of egress, you're looking for any suspicious characters. You're going through all the options in your mind, but I think even in the short time that you've known him, with that 15, when Alistair McAlpine invites you to trivia night, there's no escape.
If I have to, sir.
We're gonna have to come up with a better name than Sir because it makes me feel real old. He walks you into Marley's. You can hear almost immediately. There's this like a kenku, a black bird with a cockatiel's head crest. This like it's set in like this very vibrant green, like slicked back. She greets Alistair at the door. Says, "Oh, who's your friend? Handsome one, this one is." Yeah, the anchor, leave him alone. We just want some drinks, but we're going to stick around for trivia night. Oh, a trivia buff. Well, I can't wait to see what happens next. As Victor seethes, the camera like sort of fades through like the anger lines and like back into the present. Yeah, you guys didn't do that well on trivia night, so some of that is weighing on you a little bit. But you come back into the present. The figure who has been sort of droning on sounds like they're winding up their conversation, and that's how the object works. Yeah, you gotta keep it under a tarp, otherwise it's pretty dangerous otherwise. If it gets any sort of awareness of its surroundings. Yeah. You ever seen a cursed object like that before? We should. If you've never seen one, we could take a look if you want.
You just said we shouldn't take a look at it.
I know, but we have ways of working around it. So if you want, we could always sneak a look. Well, what would your friend think? You see, he seems pretty astute about things. So you wanna?
Can I detect magic?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it just
At will.
at will? Incredible.
All right, look at you.
Remind me, is that in the goggles?
No, that is invocation.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But it is Eldritch Sight, so I do think there's like that anime glint across.
Yes. Yes, of course. The glint activates. Some moonlight hits the train just perfectly, just right. You can detect magic. There is a lot of there are strong anti-magic fields on the cells next to you. There is some magic. The aura is. It's a little indeterminate on glowing off of Victor next to you. You obviously see some of it on yourself. Yours is a little bit more specific. You know where your magic is coming from. Are you looking specifically on him, or
So sorry, the
anything
thing
else?
he's referencing an object, but does he have it? Is he with the object?
He is not. He keeps pointing behind him
Behind
to the front of where the road train would be.
Gotcha.
And he says that he can take you.
I think Rory is too much the intern to have an opinion. So I think he somebody looks at him and he just immediately looks at Victor. But I think it also the collar is up, so then it's
You just see this big eyes under goggles come into your view.
For security, sure, let's check to make sure the item's still there.
yeah. Sure, let's just make sure the item is there.
As you say, the item's still there. The word intern, that echoes. We head into Rory's past for a moment. A little earlier in the day, you're at the Grimhold itself, the complex. It's where Alistair is standing in front of a very simple room. The way I described it for the other one shot was it has like very simple furniture that's like a step down from IKEA. Mm-hmm. So like instead of like Isalop or like cool names, it's just sort of like bed, it's like like a sleep place. But it's a pretty simply appointed room. And he says, well, this is your room. If you want anything specific, we can, we just didn't know who was going to be staying in these rooms. So if you want something more specific, we're happy to order it. You are welcome. You're welcome to decorate
perfect.
it. Oh,
perfect.
Wonderful. We'll probably get you a desk.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Wonderful. How are you feeling? Are you all right?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm very excited to sort of learn what my responsibilities are going to be and get going. Yeah.
You can see as you're like, he like takes you into the room to like show you around. There's like a little window where like a desk could be. You could see out the window. It looks out into the city, into the capital, and you can see like nestled among some of the taller buildings. There's like a billboard, and the billboard shows your mom.
And he goes, curtains? Do you have curtains?
Oh, curtains,
Can I
yes,
get
of course,
curtains?
yeah. We know a good fabric place in town. We can get curtains ordered up as soon as you want. Light blocking, we got very good light
Yeah, that'd be great.
blocking.
Yeah. I sometimes go to bed
soundproofing?
late, but wake up early. But I'll do whatever the hours are going to be. I'll be fine.
Oh, yes. I mean, the other thing, too, I know I told your parents that it's an internship, but that is a loose term. The definition of intern is likely to change as we go.
Can you say more to that?
It might get a little more dangerous than what you would probably be used to as an intern.
Can it not?
Well, that's the interesting thing, Rory. When I talked to your parents about this, the presence that you have around you.
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. I'm a cleric. I have a direct link, more or less, to the Sisters of the Weave of Magic. Some of them are more communicative than others. The sister that seems to have made her presence known to you, there's not a lot of that on record.
So it seems like we should probably not poke that, and
Well, I don't want to poke it, but
or keep it in this room around here in the study, under your supervision,
Of
So
course.
yeah, that
Yes.
seems. I'm glad we agree.
yes, and that is what's going to happen for the most part.
What's that other part?
Well, the other part's the danger.
Okay, but again, why? I feel like can you sorry, I'm trying to get better at my business corporate lingo.
Yeah.
Can you speak more to that?
Yes, of course. Let me put it this way. Rory, the sister that has reached out to you does that for a reason. So I think there is an intention behind them choosing you. I think there is truth that you are looking for. There are mysteries that you would like to solve. And I think even though you may be touched with some fear or hesitance, no judgment, it's scary shit. I think at some point the drive within you is going to awaken, and you are going to have some people around you who will want to find the truth of these objects that we have been looking for.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I was sort of thinking, if you don't mind, I sort of
Yes.
I saw myself, being like you, where I would have a place and maybe my name's on it or something, and then I would send out other people to go find out my truths and my
Delegate.
mysteries. Yeah, delegate. Again, I'm gonna write that one down. Yeah, so that's kind of, I thought, like, the safety of walls and comforts and things like that. Do you think maybe there's a path that leads there? Like,
Well, I'll be honest with you, Rory. The path that led me here also went through that. So
great.
I was a bit of an adventurer in my younger days. So I've faced the danger myself as well.
Cool. Great. Okay. I'm sort of getting the sense that this is done. Like it's gonna happen.
Well, I'll put it this way too. There is a bit of a selfish favor that is wrapped up in this. I said before, I'm a cleric of the Sisters. That has not been true for quite a while. And it would just be nice to see if there was a way to reestablish that connection as the world sort of reawakens to magic and becomes more accepting of it. And I think you could be at the forefront of that effort. I know it's not something that maybe you totally want at this moment, but sometimes we don't have a choice in what our destinies call us to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can give it a shot.
I think you'll be all right. You know what? We'll start simple.
Please.
We gotta alphabetize some of the new. So there are some.
Oh, thank God.
There's a cursed magical object.
Great.
But it's safe to touch. It's a set of flashcards. We gotta alphabetize them.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. we think if we can find the proper alphabetical order, because we don't know what language it's alphabetized in.
I can read anything.
All right. Oh, right. He says that's a new one, and then he sort of flashes forward. We return this figure. He's kind of a wiry, like slim, slender, dragonborn gentleman. He says, "All right. Well, follow me. We're gonna go above." He points past the occupied cell. There's a ladder that goes up basically onto the roof of the cars, and he says, "It's just a easy little jump. There's sort of a platform, like a plank to walk across, but it's usually a little bit easier if you just take a little jump. It's just a 5-foot, gap. And then just be careful. There's a trap door, a little bit like halfway down on that second car. Just don't go with the second car." And then he like stands up and heads up the ladder. You also note that he kind of there isn't a whole lot of room. It's 5 feet, across total, but he kind of puts himself against the wall as far as he can as he walks by the occupied cell. What would you two like to do?
Are we going?
After you.
As being more prominent, shouldn't you go first?
I take him by the shoulders, spin him around, and just kind of, right in the middle back, just kind of, yeah.
Great. Thank you, Victor, for having my back. I will follow this dragonborn. Do we have his name?
You don't yet. Well, let me get his name. This is Inkthis.
Yeah, and I will try and Rory will kind of try and put on a brave face and not do the side, not get as far from the Slender Man.
Sure.
In the cell and kind of follow suit.
As you do that, there's just the slightest movement, I think. What's your passive perception? 10. Okay. What's yours?
10.
10. I think you two both just barely notice it. It's like it's like the shadowy periphery. You're not sure, but it feels like for a moment there are a pair of eyes on both of you as you walk by. But when you look over, he seems to be back in his own thoughts. You make your ascent. It is kind of a brisk evening, not too cold. It's about middle of summer, so it's windy, but it's not freezing out here. Even the snowfall, it's not actively snowing. It's just high up enough that it's snow here permanently. You walk across the second car and head down another ladder on the other side that goes down into the front of the car. You can see in front now it's kind of this open viewing window. It doesn't look like there's glass there. It looks like there's some sort of membranous material, this sort of gels and ebbs as they're going along, and like gently vibrates as the wind is hitting it. An arcane control panel at the front, a tall elven woman, her back towards you. You can see like two daggers sheathed on either side of this long trench coat that she's wearing, kind of cinched at the middle. They're on the outside of the coat. She has her arms crossed, looking out. Inkthis as he comes down the ladder. Captain Tulak, the security detail wanted to see the object in question. And you can hear, as you're coming down the ladder, the captain, without turning, sighs. Very well, Inkthis, let them see it, but do be careful. It is, after all, a dangerous magical object. What do you two do? He sort of gestures towards the table. You could see like a couple empty sitting spaces for what the command crew would normally be here. The guards, if it was like being used for an asylum transport. But at this point, it's just Inkthus and the captain, seemingly. You two are filling out the rest of the detail. And on a table kind of in the middle of the room, there's like a cloth draped over some object. I'm going to say your detect magic, since it's at will, I'll say it's glowing. From underneath the tarp, there is an incredibly strong aura of a mix of a few different schools of magic, strongly enchantment, and there's some conjuration and some like evocation magic. It looks like there's some sort of ability, whatever it is, to manifest something. But it is under tarp. It is completely obscured. What would you guys like to do?
I move up towards the captain and take a position that I can see out the window where she's looking,
Sure.
but also keep an eye on our young intern here.
Excellent. Excellent. You move up. The captain doesn't totally turn towards you, but you can see her nod a little bit. But she doesn't take her eyes off the front. You can see her occasionally with one hand like moving some of the. It looked like a sort of abacus, but some of the crystals protrude up, and you can see her moving some of the crystals back and forth as it's trying to keep itself steady on the track. Rory, are you doing anything?
I'll look to Inkthus and say, any further words of caution or insight?
So, when you sort of lift the tarp very carefully.
We call it a veil at Grimhold, but yeah, go on.
Oh. He pulls out his own little notebook. He's like, veil, gotta remember that. I have to remember that myself. You pull the veil. Just a little off of the top, and you will go down to meet the eye level. You'll be looking in through one of the little windows. And my only word of warning is if one of the lights come on inside and you see a figure, what did you say? Veil.
Veil.
Put the veil down right
So
away.
we call them viewports, not windows. Just... I turned to turn to get one full bug eye wink at Victor, just the whole lens. Sure.
Just a little hum growl.
And were we given any sort of detail on what we expect this to be, or do we just know it is an object?
You just know it is an object. Alistair, in his in bit of a jackassery way, was like, it's a dangerous object. You don't need to know much more than it. Just bring it back in one piece. But as you start to hold the veil,
Yeah, I'll get right down.
without actually, if you want, go. If you're
Well, one,
yeah.
I will mage hand, so I won't even touch
Oh,
the
very
veil.
nice. Yes.
To pick it up, and I'm if there is opportunity, if something does not
Sure.
immediately go wrong,
yeah.
I will put the goggles on and prepare to identify.
Absolutely. First, what does Rory's mage hand look like?
What does Rory's mage hand look like? Oh, that is a great question.
Hard-hitting questions here on bonus.
So, I think all of Rory's magic is sort of at odds with itself because he has this very celestial patron and this very infernal heritage. And so I think it looks like whatever the equivalent of surgical gloves would be.
Yes.
But very almost butchery, very leather and heavy, and probably frankly a little seared or a little stained.
Yeah.
A little hard, but he does not intend it to, so he summons it, and if there's there he kind of tries to shield it to kind of he's a little embarrassed by that it keeps happening because I think he's trying to have something be pleasant or neutral or sterile, but it's just this gnarly, like bloody surgical glove.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful contrast of like, I feel like Rory in my mind is like pretty like clean and like well done up, you know, almost in like a uniform.
Yeah.
And then this like like hand just sort of comes out, but like surgically, like you could see like the glove like sort of plays itself like on, and then as it snaps, it's like blood.
Yes,
Instant cuts. The hand goes to the veil and readies itself to pick up as you lower your goggles. Is the identify a ritual or is it instant?
It is from it. No, well, I think it is still a minute, but it is from the goggles.
Excellent. The goggles light up as you lift the veil slightly, and a familiar voice comes into your head. You've used the identify spell before, presumably, but the voice is, you are now looking at the doll's house, an ancient magical object made of seemingly infinite space. Inside, a single resident. Her name, Nora. Nora enjoys building things. She likes to build whatever she sees, whatever she is able to view from outside of the house. She builds within it. After completing her construction, we're not entirely sure where those objects go, but they seem to be able to be summoned at any time. Her builds are completely accurate, even if she's only had a moment to glance at her surroundings for less than a second. This is the doll's house. You instantly close it. I think just as you're closing it, you see like inside one of the viewports, you see coming down the stairs. It doesn't look like it's moving. It looks like a little like what's the that old PlayStation game, the patchwork Little Big World, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? What's the sack face? Sack head?
Yeah.
Little sack boy?
It's sack boy.
Sack boy. It's like just a little like immobile figure that like just sort of like glides down the stairs, and it for a moment as the veil is up turns towards the window just as you lower the veil as the identify spell completes.
All good.
And the captain looks at you. Have you ever been briefed on what the doll's house is?
No, just told it was dangerous.
It is possibly dangerous. It's a little bit more curious, if anything. But, I mean, the dangerous part is when it is able to duplicate whatever its surroundings are, it is completely accurate, which is frightening and obviously not dangerous in its own way, but you seem like a smart, strategic boy.
Thank you.
You can see how it might be used for something a little bit more nefarious than just building stuff.
Of course.
Very good. Well, if anything happens on watch, I'll let you all know, but as far as we can tell, about another hour away from the warp point, and we can get this whole awful business behind us.
Excellent.
Excellent.
The first time she turns away as she hears you say excellent, and I think she looks back and just sees the the goggles. Looks back at you. Right. Turns back to the crystals, and Inkthus looks at you excitedly. Yeah, did you see her?
I saw something maybe.
If it looked like a person, then yeah, you probably saw her. She's the only one in there.
What do you know about her?
I mean, she's friendly. Some of the
Why
other
do you know that?
Well, some of the other reports before the other before other folks, have checked and analyzed it, they've reported that, when she walks out and then they look, they've reported that it moves, like waves hello. So it seems friendly. Sometimes it has it comes out like waves, and then like if you see it again, it comes back with a plate of cookies, tiny, very tiny, not worth eating.
What is your job?
I watch I keep the wards up on the, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Magic! And he points a finger and like fireworks, like.
Trying to think how to word this. Why do you think the waving means good? And can she replicate organic matter?
Oh, that's an interesting question. He pulls out like a notebook that he's like that he references occasionally. He looks through his notes very quickly. As he's looking for an answer to that, he says, "Oh, I don't know. Like waving. Like why would you wave if you're evil? Like why? I feel like that's bad. To like, hi, we're gonna kill you. You know what I mean? I think that gives it away. Ooh, yeah." It can occasionally reproduce organic material, but it's usually not made of the organic material that it's replicating. So a couple of the figures that it has attempted to make have not had like human skin, which I guess is great. I think that's better, but it's usually made of something more plant material or, in one instance, rabbit.
You're saying that it. When you say human skin, was it trying to replicate a person? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that would make.
And it was somewhat successful because it was able to, usually when it replicates inorganic material, totally accurate.
Yeah.
Wood is wood, metal is the old saying.
Yes, of course.
Wood is wood, metal is metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good thing wood is not, organic at any point in its life,
Not at that point.
No, true.
But when it tries to replicate a living being, the material is incorrect.
I see.
Yeah, and they also don't seem to last very long. It is there for. He looks through the notes again. Probably like a day, about it seems.
I see. And Nora's never communicated beyond waving. She doesn't have like a flag system or a sign.
Like
that
a what's that? Vexillology?
Yeah, or semaphore flags, or
semaphore.
Yeah, or just like language, or
yeah, like little stuff. Oh, that'd be cool if she could do that.
Yeah. If she was like, "Hey, do you want to go to homecoming with me?"
Like a promposal.
Yeah. Like across the window, you're looking through the house.
No, she's never done that.
Yeah,
no,
I've never been
no.
homecoming.
But
either. Yeah.
but he says no. But we've also never tried that. The general recommendation has been to not try to communicate with Nora as much as possible.
Why is that?
Well, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know what they're capable of. Some theories are that that might be teaching her. Like maybe she doesn't know how to communicate beyond that yet because nobody's ever tried to show her a sign. And then maybe when we do that, she will suddenly be able to make signs.
I see. And nothing in your research about origin, right?
The doll's house is, we know that it was an elven build. And you hear from the front the captain, Captain Tulak, who is an elf, you hear her go, half elven.
As in a half-elf or an elf and someone else?
We believe an elf and a dwarf collaborated on its initial construction. We don't know much more beyond that.
No names, just a conclusion of two identities, perhaps? Okay.
Two identities. Two distinct identities.
Anything to add, boss?
I'm good.
We're good.
Inkthus salutes awkwardly.
Dismissed.
He turns and faces the wall. Oh, this is boring. But you two are free to move about the cabin for the moment. Is there anything that you would like to do, sort of with your own time? The captain, like I said, in case it was missed, the captain says you have about another hour before reaching the warp point. So
we're in the first car of this
you're
three-car
currently
train.
in the front car. Yes.
And the mechanism she's at is for the barrier or for driving the car?
Both.
Driving the-
Both. It manages some of the wards. Like they can be like overridden at this board, but Inkthus is also able to dispel the wards when needed. They can also be unlocked. It looks like there's various things up there, and it also controls this like whatever this membrane is on the front viewport, and is driving the car forward as well.
Would it be possible to make either I could ask Captain Tulak or like just looking at it, does it seem like something I could operate in a pinch if something went wrong?
Go ahead and make a intelligence check. Do you have any like warlock invocation for like? You said you had read all languages.
I can read all languages,
Okay.
attack magic, and I also, because of the goggles, I have advantage on Arcana checks.
Then make an advantaged Arcana check.
Gosh, I'm gonna find out how these dice do. First one's a 3.
Oh, never been rolled.
It's gonna be a total of 18.
18. You taking a quick glance at it, it's pretty straightforward. You would probably be able to drive it
Cool.
in a pinch. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And you guys are having separate meals, right? You know, just making sure. Just he's like thinking like airplane pilots. Like you have to have different meals. Like just in case we don't want anybody getting a tummy ache.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, a bowel disruption.
Yeah, Inkthus still facing the wall goes, yeah, I eat meat, and the captain doesn't. And Captain, just very wordlessly, vegetarian.
Very good.
I'm gonna do a security sweep of the whole train.
Please do. You can make an investigation check or a perception check.
I will
you have that
do,
one.
and we're gonna do an investigation. Investigation check.
Fantastic.
There we go. 8.
8. Seems great.
It's a train.
Pretty secure.
Yeah. It moves.
Yeah, you're moving in the right direction from what you've been told. That doesn't. It looks like it's pretty like simply appointed because it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. It's usually to transport dangerous folks. So as little as possible is on here. It's not meant for like very long trips. So there's no like overnight like carriages or anything like that. But you don't find anything outside of that. You run into, you sort of pass Inkthus facing the wall. It's like, this wall, he's like, this wall's good. This one's pretty secure.
Yep.
Happy to help.
Good. Yep. Okay.
Anything else? Are you guys staying in the front car, or you can also head back to where you were seated on the third car? Up to you.
I think I will stay and kind of just next to, not respectful distance away from the captain, as just scanning the horizon, making sure we don't run into anybody.
Wonderful.
I'll go to whatever car Victor's not in, and the captain, whatever third car remains, to.
Great. Yeah, it would be back the other one.
Cool.
And Inkthus reminds you, remember to go up through the top. The door on the second car is secured.
Yes, got it. Also, do you have like a dossier or anything about our prisoner?
What's that? What is that word?
Sort of a information about them. Their.
He pulls out his notebook again. He has some notes about. It looks like they're just written. It's not like an official like document or anything like that.
I think Rory's like main use of his like ability to read all languages is just reading bad penmanship.
Yeah.
Like it's just like he's like I got it. Like,
and it is like doctor's handwriting, but like if the doctor were a dragon. So it's like these like clawed hands like sort of scratched into the thing. You read with like these like these eldritch eyes. You can make out the name Belkin Black. And you see underneath that the word, which I think you would be familiar with. It says Vanduriga, and the Vanduriga are bloodless folk. They are this world's vampires. essentially. Which now you understand would explain the pale skin, the lighter hair. You didn't see their eyes, but you imagine everything that pretty much goes with like the vampire look goes with them. It says hemocraft, which you would also know is one of the forbidden arts. It's not a magic that is allowed to be practiced. They, in the effort of trying to make magic more acceptable and welcome again, they've had to outright ban 4 practices of magic, and one of them is blood magic.
Bloodbending. Oof.
Yeah, bloodbending.
Not even once.
Now you bloodbend, or whatever she says to Cora, not Cora. What's her name? Katara.
Katara,
I
yeah.
was like, Sokka
Yeesh.
and...
Yeah. Edit out those pauses. I know my avatar.
We know Avatar.
As you
Chick Sully.
as you are, you head back over outside. You head back into the third car. The figure is standing when you arrive back in the car. A little like Hannibal Lecter style, like sort of was waiting for you to come back.
We'll not mess with them. Actually, I think on the as I'm going up over the top, I will message Victor what I kind of like saw, or
Yeah.
just be like, hey, maybe don't make like crazy eye contact, and just be on the lookout in case anything goes wrong. And then I will try and just move past the Belkin Black.
You can feel Belkin like watching you as he looks like he's trying to make eye contact with you.
You good? Are you all right?
Oh, you talking to me? Or are you just talking to a window or to the wall?
Sorry, I'm sweating a little bit.
Just wait till it drips. No. But he's sort of trying to get his eye contact. Doesn't move much from beyond his spot, but he's just like leaning over. You could tell he's over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's fully standing now.
Oh yeah, Rory's like 5.5, like
Yeah.
on a good day. So he goes, "No, I'm sorry. Did you need something?"
Unless you can get me out of here.
I cannot. All right, good talk.
All right.
And I was just like, keep moving to the back of the.
As you move further away, you can hear him say one more thing. I've never had tiefling blood before. Might be new for me.
Just I think pause. Kind of shivers a little bit, and then keeps moving.
Wonderful. As you move away, at the front of the car, you're with the captain. The captain hasn't said much. She really is not going to speak unless you speak to her. You two are watching. Can you make another perception check for me, please?
Switch the dice up. Let's go. Yeah, that's 2.
A 2.
It's a gentleman's 2.
That's right. A gentleman's 2. Victor with a gentleman's 2. I will not be granting you advantage on this next save for what happens next, but flying through the membrane on the front viewport, a winged figure flies through the front port, and I'm gonna roll against it to see if it can break through. On
This is insane.
Oh, it sure does.
Because it's going through a membrane.
That's what.
There it is. Yeah, that
On
one
the
right up
train.
right past me.
An insane train membrane.
In train in the membrane, this small winged figure. Now, as you're watching it, like because it's moving in opposition to the train. So coming at you fast. It like slides through this membrane easily. It uses its wings to cut through, and you can now see that it's carrying another figure. It releases the figure as it screeches into the car. That's like, ah! And the figure rolls forward. You see Inkthus like immediately turn around and try to grab the table so it doesn't like knock into the table. But the figure rolls onto the ground, draws its sword. The captain yells, "Inkthus, secure the prisoners!" And I'm gonna, when we come back, have everybody roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
You are not anywhere close.
I got range.
Welcome back. The Madwind Asylum's road train is speeding along. It is nearing its destination. So far, it has been relatively uneventful. You are in tow of one prisoner named Belkin Black. You've gotten a look, or at least Rory has, of the magical item that travels along with you. The doll's house, inhabited by a mysterious little figurine named Nora, seemingly alive. The captain is at the front. Victor is there. As we place Victor, Adam, do you want to talk about your mini? We wanted to have each of the players have a mini that sort of represents their character. You don't need real minis. You don't have to, if you don't want to, spend a lot of money or anything like that. I know that another kind of roadblock is like a lot of people are like, I wish I could draw character art, or I wish I could, make, all of these things. And you don't have to do any of that. You can just sort of find pieces, even if you don't do this specifically. There are plenty of board games that have their own pieces that you can use. My favorites are the little sorry meeples, or whatever you want to call them.
They have names?
Meeples are, just little mini figures. I don't know what the sorry ones are called specifically, but they, I think they have names. I've never read the instructions on sorry. But for bonus action, the players have brought in something that can sort of sum up their character. So Adam, what's Victor being played by?
So Victor is being portrayed early on here as, it's an Allen wrench.
Nice.
Because I just kind of wanted a steel bar, because for the past decade, Victor has been doing everything he can when he is not running for his life from those after him to forge himself into a weapon.
Incredible.
A steel bar. So this is the best thing. And I just found a little alligator clip to help, because you can't stand an Allen wrench on its side. So
I love it.
There you go.
Well, there's Victor. You said you were at kind of the front.
I was
train.
parallel with the.
Perfect.
Mage hand.
Mage hand.
Which car am I putting in?
Front car here, so you can
I reveal?
Yeah, you can reveal the front.
Bum 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 bum. Oh, bad guys.
And you're in the front here?
Yeah, I was up with the Captain.
An Allen wrench. That's actually pretty
Mon Capitan.
inspiring. I like that a lot.
Oh, I
Thanks, dude.
love how it stands. Perfect. Wonderful.
Because the only other alligator clip we had was way too big. So I was like, this better work.
Oh, perfect. You see on the map for the audience, that's played by the cat mini, the figure that rolled in, assisted by the winged creature. The winged creature, whatever it was, seems to have dissipated as you roll into initiative. So whatever it was is gone, but the figure played by the cat remains. They have their sword drawn. The little monkey in the top hat is going to be playing Inkthus, who is next to the table where the doll's house is. You have not been into the second car. You've been on its roof. In the first car, you'll see 2 prison cells. Belkin Black is behind one of them. And Rory,
Which one am I grabbing?
you're going to grab
Farthest one.
the farthest one. Yeah, the close one to you. Perfect.
Ooh.
Cool. And then you can see, Jay, you can see that there's a little figure behind. Yeah.
I'm a vampire!
The little,
Do not get me!
that little lion man has now played an antagonist in all of them, I'm realizing now. Cool. He's our John Ratzenberger. So John Ratzenberger over there. And Rory, you made your way all the way to the back of the car. What is Rory being played by, Jason?
This is Rookery.
Nice.
Is a little rook chess piece, which I think of like, intellect and strategy, but also he can't move in all directions. I think Rory's still figuring stuff out. And fun fact about this is it was a set piece for a show called Then She Fell, which I went to with the person who introduced me to D&D, and was a immersive retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and so down the rabbit hole we go.
Cute.
Oh, I love that.
Incredible.
Where would I have gotten?
So you can have gotten. I'll let you be as far along past Bulk and Black's cell as you want.
Let's do like right here, right in front of this one. Yeah, perfect.
Incredible. Well, Rory, Victor, as that happens, unfortunately, actually, well, no, we're going to do that at the top of the round. I'm going to need you two to roll a niche.
Roll a niche!
Ah! Here we go.
Here we go. Here
boy.
we go. Roll a niche. Ooh, baby!
I think this is a better combo.
I don't have initiative bonus. 16.
16 for Victor. Rory?
6.
6. Whoops. 6. Oh god, I didn't roll for everybody. I should have pre-rolled this. Professional DM. Terrible.
Good music.
I'm also realizing another gap in the encounter builder. I would like to be able to put in my own names for my NPCs.
Huh. Surprised you can't do that.
And I can't do that. Unless I'm missing something. Get in the comments, folks. Tell me if I'm doing this wrong.
Jay, he's starting to believe. He's starting to YouTube.
Yes.
One of us. One of us.
Do that you do. That
you do.
so well.
Good lord. All right. As everybody starts to chant at me and yell, at the top of initiative, we'll get to what's happening in the rear car in a moment. Victor, you are going first.
You damn
What does
right.
Victor do?
Okay. So, the guy is right there. Okay, so Victor just pulls the sword out from his back, and that's just a
That's a free action.
free action. Great. Pulls the sword out. Bonus action, green flame blade.
Green flame blade. Yeah.
Just green flame just sizzles up the size of this great sword. And he moves in to attack.
Attack the kitty.
Attack.
The captain. I just
No!
Traitor!
Oh man.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
You never saw that coming.
Victor betrayed us in the boat.
Yeah. We're gonna cut right here. We're gonna cut. I just gotta talk to Adam about something.
Okay, that is an 11.
An 11. Cap. Here we go. An 11 unfortunately does not hit.
Okay.
The cat still kneeling down from their landing as they arrive in the train car, rises as they're drawing their sword, and they sort of roll on their knees out of the way and turn to face you. Their sword is drawn as well, but it is not their turn. It is Inthus's turn first. Inthus looks at the captain just before he rolled a niche. The captain said, "Secure the prisoners." Inthus disappears up the ladder and goes across back to the rear car. He's gonna make it about halfway across the middle car. Yes, perfect.
On top.
He's on top. Yes.
Okay.
Correct. And I will have to roll for Inthus. Does he have any bonus for this? Oh. The plot thickens immediately. You hear, I'm gonna say both cars can hear this. Inthus is a panicky little fella. As he disappears, you hear screams of pain. Both of you recognize as Inthus's voice. You do not see this, but for the viewers at home, as he's running across the top of the train car, the trap door that he had warned you about, he falls in But there is something extra to the scream. It is not simply a scream of "I just fell." It is whatever's in that second card.
It's, oh, hey, guys.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm assuming you don't want me to reveal that yet.
Well, I mean, you can, but there's nothing in. Well, I have the mini for that still.
Yeah, let's hold it. Yeah.
Let's build it up.
Build it up, yeah.
Build it up. All right.
Let's wait for Ink this to die first.
Let's make sure. Yeah. Ending his turn.
The sounds of bone crunching subside.
Yeah. But that's all metagaming, so you don't know that. The kitty's gonna go. He's not a kitty, but we're calling him a kitty. It's canon now. Kitty cannon. The kitty is gonna attack Victor. Victor, what's your AC?
15.
15. No attack bonus, but he does roll the 16.
Ooh.
So this is where are my sixes? 5 points of damage to you, Victor.
Okay.
As they haven't risen from the ground yet, still on their knees, rolled out of the way of your attack, stabs back at your legs. You guard it a little bit, but some of the blade glances onto your legs, cutting you. They only have one attack though, so that ends their turn. And in the rear of the car, just as it's getting to your turn, Rory, just before your turn, here in initiative order, from the back of the car, slipping in through a shadow, pretty much just inside the space there. Space between. If you could put him right on the edge of the car there, this Plague Doctor mini, appearing through some arcane fog, looks towards the cell, looks past you, and goes, "Belkin, we're getting you out. Come along." Belkin looks at you and says, "You want to come along?"
Where are we going?
That's the fun part. Ending that turn, it is your turn, Rory. What are you doing?
Okay. Quick question.
Yes.
Lighting conditions in here?
Lighting, it's dim. It's dim light. So you can see. I mean, you can see what's going on. Actually, do I have the thing? Oh, the captain hasn't gone yet. The captain is going to is able from the arcane switchboard turn the lights full, basically turn on the floodlights. Last call, but has not gotten to their turn yet. So right now it's still only dim lighting.
Okay. So I think Rory sort of muttering himself, okay, I really could use some help. Alistair, you really told me this would be fun and cool. And as he is whispering this kind of both truth and lying, it's almost like a ticker tape of his words coming out, and these little shadowy glyphs of just the words, it's the dialogue that wrap themselves together into a shadow blade. And that is my bonus action.
Shadow
and
blade.
kind of feeling this whisper of what a truth is. Oh, okay, so we're gonna do this now. Okay, well, give it a shot. And because this is dim light, I get to attack with advantage.
Oh shit! I really thought I was giving some sort of disadvantage with dim light. Yeah, hoisted by my own petard. What'd you get?
Well, this is good because this has to use my dexterity, but this is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 absolutely hits. So you are moving towards the Plague Doctor?
I'm actually gonna just back up a step and then
perfect.
hurl this at them. It has a finesse. I want to stay within 20 feet.
You have advantage, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
And then it is 2d8 psychic damage.
Ooh.
That is 11 points of psychic damage.
Ooh, Rory! Death box! Death box!
Might as well do it. We didn't get to use the death box really for Jay and Geron's excursion. They almost made it out without having to battle at all. But fortunes turned against them. But for those at home, we have what's known as the death box. One of our fellow players, Amanda, made the death box. Yay, Amanda. Instead of the sort of standard catchphrase, how do you want to do this? We thought, let's to do a new one each time. So I had the cast write some of these ones, and eventually, you know, we can take submissions from anywhere in the multiverse if you like. Rory. NPC you later from Josh Hurley. What happens to this plague doctor? Instantly landing in the spot. Just talk to his boss, and you throw a ticker tape shadow blade at him.
I think, Rory's just like, hey, I could use some help, you know, if there's and hurls it, and as the blade is like sailing through the air, it breaks apart into tendrils that like wrap around and bind and just goes quiet, and Rory's just kind of doesn't want to look.
There are unspeakable horrors that happen as you look away. The camera sort of pans towards you to look away, and you just hear the beginnings of a muffled scream like, what, wait, what? And the horrors remain unaired. NBC you later. Thanks, Josh. Thank you.
Well done, Josh.
I really like NPC you later. That's a little inside baseball, but I like that one. Cool. That's a shirt.
Good job, Josh. TM.
Put that on a shirt. That guy is dead.
Wow. Rory one-shotting a guy.
Jeez. Yes. The pen is indeed mightier than the sword, especially if the pen's attached to a sword. You kill that guy. You saw some movement. You only took 5 feet back.
Yeah, I will. If it doesn't, if the barrier seems like it's good, I will move towards the ladder to go to the next car.
Cool. If I remember, it's 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Just kind of
you get up the ladder. So you're at the top of the car.
Cool. See you, Belkin.
Belkin watches you. Belkin, as you pass by, you hear Belkin under his breath go, "What the hell's an NPC? Am I an NPC?" Belkin has an existential crisis.
Yeah. Or does he think it's like a teen thing? Like it's like, is that mean? Is that am I cool for doing that?
Yeah. I'm not cool with the lingo anymore. Excellent.
I'm several hundred years old. I'm a little outdated.
Ending their turn. I'm gonna say, Rory, as you hit the top of the car there, you hear within the car below you the screams of Inkthus, and then silence. I have to roll one thing for that because. Oops. Yes. Yeah. So there's silence. You don't hear much beyond that. Top of the round. Victor, it is your turn.
Okay, with the guy still, is he prone to me?
He's not prone, no.
He's just on a knee.
He's just on a knee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, Flame Blade is still going, and I will strike him again.
Yeah, do it.
All right, here we go. Come
Swing
on.
away.
There we go. That's a little bit better. 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Nice. All right. 2d6 plus 3. Is that the flame damage?
It should say 2d6. It should.
No, 2d6 is just the great sword plus
okay.
your strength. And
Is
then
that okay?
And then the great flame
flames.
or the green flame is its own damage.
Yeah.
Which should be listed separately.
Spells. Oh yeah, there we go.
I think it's 1d6.
Undefined. What does it say?
2 damage.
I think it leaps to another. Let's see.
Yeah, if there's somebody else there, I can. 1d. Rules. Oh, you guys are looking that up on me.
Looking up rules. I'll look it up. You roll the damage.
All right,
for that
6 damage, 9 damage. 2d6 plus 3 is going to be 9.
9 points of damage.
9
to...
plus 2, and we're still looking to see.
Yeah,
what
so leaps to a target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of the one you hit, and that second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
Which would be 2.
Which would be 2. You don't have a...
I don't have anybody there.
yeah, you don't
oh,
have
so there's no
another
reason to have Green Flame Blade up then, to be honest.
It looks cool.
Cool,
Yeah, it looks cool. Oh, you know, so then if there's no reason, then I'm gonna have my Blade Ward up then.
Cool. Yeah, do that.
And that is just Victor kind of does a crunch and is like, Gah! And you just see a little kind of like wind spin around him.
The green flame being being unnecessary in the moment sort of restructures itself into the Blade Ward and keeps you protected. So you have that. What is that? Resistance?
Yes, it is resistance to. You extend your hand. And until the end of my next turn, I have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage
Incredible.
dealt by weapon attacks.
Which is great because those weapon attack is coming at you right now. Kitty's going to attack. That is 16 to hit.
Yep.
That is 5 points halved to 2 points of damage as they go to stab you.
Blade Ward!
Blade Ward.
Blade Ward!
Some of the blade itself deflects off some invisible thing. The captain actually is going to go. Oh, the captain. I messed that up. That's okay. The captain is going to go now and turns on the lights, so that's a full floodlights here in the front car and the back car. Rory, you can still see it even as I would imagine like you're leaving the car at this moment. The lights come on, and there the captain is going to from there movement and action. Go into or up the ladder to the second car. Rory, you see the captain arrive at the same time.
Hey, who's driving?
It can drive itself
Yeah.
for the time being. Is the prisoner still in their cell?
Yeah, somebody tried to break him out, but he fell off the train
Make
of life.
Make a deception check, please. Yeah, make a deception check just to
10.
10. Okay. She looks across the train, just all right, and is gonna out of movement, but they're gonna move forward there.
That's as far as you want them?
That's as far as they get.
Great.
Okay. Ooh, that guard went. That went. That guy's dead. Oh, I should see if does this work through walls.
Oh boy. No, it's good. We're fine. It's fine. We're fine. I mean, you killed your guy in one shot, and it's gonna take me a couple. Yeah, I'm trying.
We're doing
And I'm the frontline guy.
This
So
is,
yeah.
this is a minion. This is...
You should try to chop his head off.
They should. Yeah, I should try to chop his head off. It was
Why
my
didn't you think
mistake.
of that?
It was
Why
my
didn't you
mistake.
think of
I should have told David
He has a neck.
I was going for his head.
David specifically described the neck.
I've only been describing necks, Adam. I'm trying not to put you on rails, but
But that's right.
it all comes together. I am going to need Rory to make a wisdom saving throw. DC 10.
Wait. Make it.
Excellent.
18.
On a success. What does it do? Let's succeed. You really got to read your stats before starting a battle. That's the main takeaway, y'all. Don't do it here. Okay, nothing happens on a success. You start to hear as you're standing over the car, replacing the screaming of Inkthus and the silence that follows. You speak to the captain briefly, and you hear just understanding none of the language that it's speaking in. Just sounds like nonsense.
Gotcha.
You feel a compulsion arise within you and overcome it. whatever that might, in the fiction might mean for Rory. However, he managed to like talk himself out of it or something. But yeah, some sort of magical effect.
I think just teen angst. He's like, no, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, it sounds briefly like your parents. You can hear. You think of the billboard. Your mom looking down that like
Mentally
that face.
shut the curtains and
The curtains close just as she's like. Cool. So that does work through walls. Cool. That guard is dead. I'm gonna add Belkin Black to the initiative. What a waste. Cool. All right. Victor, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to try something.
Cool. Please.
I just found out about this before we started playing. So I'm attuned to my I'm proficient with my greatsword.
Yes.
So I'm going to take the Great Weapon Master attack,
Yeah.
which is that allows me to if I take a -5 penalty to my attack roll, if I hit, I add 10 to the damage.
Great. With Great Weapon Master. So you're going to roll whatever you roll on the die plus your modifier, and then subtract 5. Let's see what you do.
Basically, it's a straight roll. Yes, straight
Great
roll.
weapon responsibility. I'm going to tell you now, you need to hit a 16.
Okay.
AC 16.
17, baby! Baby!
Go ahead and roll your damage and add a 10 on top of that.
That is 12.
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah, 12 plus 10, 22. I love D&D, baby!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Delta.
Delta who?
Delta death blow you did. Thanks, Amanda. Victor.
Did it say the Yoda voice?
Yeah, Yoda voice. Yoda voice. I gotta say, several of you have pimped me out to do impressions on these. So yes, describe, if you will, how you'd kill this character.
Okay, so Victor's slightly annoyed that it's taken this long. This thing is still up. Just reaches back from like way downtown and just kind of leg up, just like coming all the way wood chopping, just and just like buries the sword into the flooring of the train. But like, I feel like this guy didn't have a ton of hit points left, so I'm thinking like this guy got gooshed.
Yeah.
like almost Gallagher style, like whoa, 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 like just whoosh, like I painted the walls.
Now the veil is a tarp that you can indeed pull up to.
You're an arcane spinning hat on a handle like appears on your head as you sledge-o-matic this character out of existence. Yeah, across the walls. That is going. The train is rocketing forward. And I'm gonna actually roll for that. Oops. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like it when the DM gets excited. I get excited. I'm the one who gets excited.
What are you gonna do?
Terrible roll for you guys. I'm gonna say in the mess and viscera of this attack, obliterating this would-be antagonist.
Cat person.
The cat, yeah, cat splat. Some of it lands on the arcane switchboard. You see the lights flicker and fade. You hear some of the arcane sigils deactivate. And with the natural 1 I rolled, you feel the train plummet forward. The guidance system, whatever it is, has turned off, And so you two, I will let you know now, you have a limited number of rounds to get the train under control before it plummets off of the peaks that they are currently on into the steep, stark cliffs below. And what I'll say right now too is, unfortunately, you two are in the less optimal places to do anything about that. Yeah, you look back at the arcane sigils. You were looking over the captain's shoulder earlier. You understand none of it. Ending Victor's turn. That guard is dead. That guard is dead. Belkin Black is going to. Oh, he doesn't have to roll. The sigils on the wards deactivate. You hear behind you, Rory, just some amused laughter coming from the car behind you. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, J Hand.
One long one. There it is. Belkin Black starts to make their escape out the rear door.
How far do we want him to get?
I think he can get all the way to the edge, or to the end, yeah. Incredible. Okay. Rory, it is your turn.
Okay. Alistair is not expecting us to have Belkin, right? Where the main thing for us is the doll's house.
The doll's house was the main thing. If, obviously the most ideal situation is to arrive with everything intact.
Yeah.
But if it came down to it, like, yeah, the warning from Alistair was like, get the magic object back here.
Great. And would it be able to, like, as a free part, have like a sentence to the captain of like, do we need to do anything about that? Pointing to the car below us.
I think I'm gonna roll and see if she realizes that stuff has been deactivated. She's pretty good about stuff, so that. Oh God, Captain, hello, hey. Okay, cool. The captain looks down into the car and says, "Well, it'd be better if that thing, if it's about to be freed, it'd be better if it was dead."
Great. And I will move and I will jump down the hole. And as I do, I'm just going to use my action this turn solely to message Victor how to stop the train. I'm going to use my message cantrip and just like send him directions.
Incredible. You land inside the second car, and what? Yeah, you can. What does the message say inside? What does the message say to Victor? You're telling him how to stop the.
Yeah, and is I only have a sentence or two, but
Yeah.
be like whatever sigil,
message, right?
it's the message cantrip. Just here's the emergency brake or whatever. Anything that stops the train.
I'll let you have advantage on the intelligence check to try and stop the train on your next turn, if you so choose.
Okay. I got plus 2.
Landing in the car, Rory. Inkthus is nowhere to be found. It's silent in the car. You feel some liquid drop from the ceiling, like right underneath the trap, like just to the side of the trap door.
As all good passenger trains have.
It's not up to code. It's a very bad OSHA violations. No guardrails. The liquid drips down from the ceiling. As it hits the floor, you hear like a slight sizzling as it burns a hole into the floor. A lightly glowing green acid. I'm going to put one more mini on the board. As you look up and see... What? And you start to hear, as this thing starts to move across the ceiling, and some of it starts to congeal down to join you on the floor.
Cool, man.
Cool. Thank you, David.
Little scary. Top of the round. No, the captain jumps down next to you just as you're starting. Just as a little bit of paralysis, like fight or flight.
Yeah.
The captain lands next to you, and you hear as they draw their daggers. But you also hear her like just utter under her breath, "Shit." They're gonna take their first attack on this creature. Okay. Oh, I only use one. Hip. Nope. That's a miss. You see the captain charge in front of you, start to slash at this creature, and the amorphous blob of the creature sort of congeals around the blade, missing it. Does not find any purchase within the body of the creature, and you see one of the mouths sort of move around to the side and just starts to laugh at the captain. You hear them again. Shit. Top of the round. Victor. What are you doing?
I'm going to look between the board and back to where with the message. I assume he's like,
Yeah.
I could context clues. I could tell that he has done something he shouldn't have.
Sure.
So realizing that, I'm gonna try to, since he said, "Here's how to do." Here's
Pull the lever,
pull the lever.
Victor.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk! You have an advantage on this intelligence check. What's your modifier for intelligence?
+2.
+2, not bad.
Okay, here we go. Okay, 16. All right, we're gonna take 16.
16. I put the DC at 15. So the train. You just look. Rory's words come through on this message cantrip. A red diode is what you're looking for on the board. You look, and there's a couple of diodes that are sort of like, there's a red, and there's like a kind of dark red, and then there's like a magenta.
Just tell me you're not colorblind.
This is where we find out. And there's a moment where you freeze. You take the middle one. You pull it to the side, and the train starts to slow. It is at the moment it is only stopping. You're not resuming control over
Right.
it. So right now it's just coming to a stop here in the peaks. It'll slow down by the top of the next round. So it takes a couple seconds to come to a full stop. But it is stopping. You have, I'm going to consider that your object interaction.
Okay.
So you still have your full turn. You have your bonus action movement if you want to do
I would love to dash and bonus action dash and get as far as possible to, I guess, the top.
I'm going to say you can do, actually, with everything else deactivated, the door on the second car is open, so you can move through the car.
Oh, so I would be
So-
behind the thing?
So actually, it would only take your movement to do it from where you are.
So you're saying I might have a bonus? Can I attack?
Yeah, you can attack.
Oh, okay. Would you say I also can attack at an advantage because I'm flanking this thing?
You are technically flanking, yeah.
We're doing flanking advantage? Or
Advantage, yeah.
All right.
MP Victor.
All right. Well, then I will go ahead and
Take it. Do it.
Allen wrench.
Yeah, you attack at advantage.
Yeah, let's. You know what? Since I'm just opening up here and I got an advantage, and now these guys are going to be at advantage next time too. I'll take my normal attack.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, with advantage, so I can do it twice. That's a 10. That's not going to do it. Okay. 18.
18 hits.
Nice. All right. 2d6 plus 3. 10.
10 points of damage. Yes. Excellent.
And I take and I blade ward. And A grunt.
Yeah, you take an attack. It manages to hit some of the mouths on your side. It looks like an eye just sort of appears out of the fleshy mound, and takes a look at you. You manage to hit one of the mouths. It sort of disappears, like retreats back into the folds. Takes some damage. Actually, yeah, cool. Great. Yeah, you're doing it. Cool. Ending your turn. This thing is going to go first. Or it goes next. Let's have some fun. The mouths all sort of close. You hear some like liquid mixing within the folds of this creature, and it rotates around the mouths all move around on the flesh and spit in like 360 degrees. That same green acid that fell from the floor earlier. I'm gonna need both of you to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I don't have any there, so that's flat. 17.
17. The captain only rolls a 10. The acid hits both you, Rory, and the captain, and both of you are blinded until the creature's next turn. Whoa. Until the end of the creature's next turn. As the acid sprays everywhere.
But no damage?
But no damage.
Okay.
Yeah. No damage. Painful for flavor. It's acid hitting your face. But yeah, you are just blinded for the round. Ending its turn. The captain's still gonna try to attack. It would have advantage from the flanking, but with the blinded, it is at disadvantage, so it's gonna be a straight roll for the captain.
Better than
disadvantage.
Come on, Cam.
That's an 21 for the captain.
Come on, Cap.
Let's do a two-handed D8. A gentleman's 2. 2 points of damage to the creature. It's, acid is blinding them. Every little bit helps, though. The captain is going to stay where they are, can feel behind them for Rory, and is sort of trying to interpose themselves between you and the creature. Ending the captain's turn. It's your turn.
Sorry, she did hit?
She did hit,
How
yes.
high did she roll?
What did I say?
21.
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk an attack roll. Do I have to be able to see for this one? Creature you can see. Okay, so I can't do that. How about you? Can see within range. Great. Let's.
This is the problem of spells.
Hey, yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah,
Sure, we're gonna roll the dice on a
it's-
flat roll.
so it's a
'cause,
flat roll, yes.
Darkness or flanking,
Yes.
plus the blinded. So flat roll plus 3. That's a 10. I don't think that's gonna hit.
A 10 hits.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
good information to have.
Yeah.
This is
It is
another-
not a. It is a pile of writhing flesh. It's not very well armored. It's made of mouths and eyes, like the most vulnerable organs you
very
could be
fair.
made of.
So, say, Jay, if it's got eyes, it's got a weakness.
So what was the damage?
That is just 4 points of psychic damage, unless psychic is something that that changes that number.
How many points of damage? I'm sorry?
4 points of psychic.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. It does double that damage. It is weak to psychic. You feel that. What was that? What was the spell?
It's the Shadow Blade again.
Oh, the
I'm
Shadow
just
Blade?
concentrating on it, and I
Is
didn't
it
have to roll a concentration damage.
the same way?
So yeah, just like, yeah, I'm here, and I don't think he even like realizes kind of what's happening. It's just darkness and like, yeah, I'm here. Hey, Victor, are you around? And just kind of like he is just talking because he is anxious and doesn't know what to do in this moment, and I think as he's backing up, it's just a little sidearm accidental of another shadow blade.
I imagine this like ticker tape sword appears, and it's the same sort of thing like the surgical glove on the mage hand. It like initially is like beautiful gold leaf ticker tape, and then all of a sudden it's like blood, like just tears and singes along the side. Wraps into the blade. You like swing over the captain and slice the one of the mouths on the creature, and it lets out a as it takes double the damage. It's hurt, yeah. Ending your turn. Are you doing anything else?
How are you looking? No, I think I have to see you for that. Never mind. Nope, I'm blind. I'm good.
Okay. Ending your turn. It is top of the round again, Victor.
All right. I just kind of like flavor action, like, Rory, are you okay? And I'm going to go ahead and use the great weapon feat again.
Yeah.
So -5 because I'm still at advantage. So -5 for 10 plus 10.
Yeah, you still have advantage. You're not disadvantaged.
Come on over 5. That is a natural 20.
A nat 20. Good lord. So you're gonna roll your damage die, and you're gonna double whatever that result is. You'll add your weapon bonus,
Okay.
and then you're going to add a 10 on top of that.
So that's 9 on the dice.
Uh-huh.
So that's 18 double dice. Then plus 3,
Plus, yeah.
that's 21.
31.
It's 31. That's here 1 point of damage from Chaboy.
31, is it just blade damage, or is there any, do you have any, like, or is there an added damage to it, or is it just piercing?
It's just slashing, piercing, yeah.
Cool. Just making sure. An incredible whirlwind blade, like, you effortlessly dance with this blade. The captain is trying to move Rory out of the way. Rory, actually, you see, takes a swing. Something that you note is like pretty good swordsmanship. You can't help but notice that like it seems a little inadvertent. like Rory doesn't seem to be totally in control of it, but pretty like a very effective hit. You feel like empowered by that and take your swing on it. Huge pool of health you just took out of it. Some of the eye stalks detach and hit the floor. They like melt into acid as they burn and disappear. More of the mouths now are coming up to the surface, and like as it's like getting close to death, they're all like gasping for air in their death throes. Just more, and you're starting to hear more desperate whispers. Just and the captain. Or the creature's next. So it is going to. I don't.
Wait,
really-
how?
Oh yeah.
How bad? This thing's pretty hurt.
This thing is on its last leg. Like
So I maybe could go ahead and take an action surge.
be my guest, Victor.
Hey,
please.
you want to do that one again? Let's do that again since I'm still at advantage,
Roll
baby. Well, that's 18. All right, we got advantage. All right, we'll take the 18. So that's gonna hit. So we'll go with this. So that's another 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 10 is 22. Death box, death box, death box, death box, death box.
Okay. Ooh.
Alan really wanted that kill, man.
I mean,
I'm just like I figured out how to. I know how to play now.
Incredible use of action surge, and you get one of your own, in the style of a sports announcer calling the game's winning play. Please describe your kill, Victor.
All right. Well, you see, Jason. Things looked pretty bad there out on the field. We saw young Rory drop into pretty much pitch darkness against the thing he didn't know.
Yeah, and he's a rookie.
He is a rookie. We expect good things of him in the future, but not right now.
No.
But out of nowhere, this kid's throwing out damage left and right. Blinded. Who saw that coming?
Not me.
But what this guy didn't see, we didn't see the ringer, Victor, coming in from behind with 2 massive swings. He thought he was done. He's like, oh, you know what? That first one hurt pretty bad, but okay, I'm still here. Didn't realize the boy had one more in his back pocket. Oh boy, he was there. Next thing he knows, he was the one splattered all over the cart as a pile of goo. This guy got Gallagher. That's 2 Gallaghers in like 5 minutes.
The sword, you just a series of
There's a circle. There's illustrations of just like the arrows.
And boom goes the Tesla.
just like still frames of like like just like cuts. More and more pieces of this creature are detached, sizzle on the ground, and the creature dissolves into the floor of the train. The captain sort of wipes their eyes. The acid is sort of rendered inert as the creature is dead. They can clear their eyes. Rory, your vision returns to you. The train now just quietly moving forward. And the captain sheathes their blades, looks at both of you. Well, disaster averted. You two are rather good on your feet. Thank you.
And you were very helpful. And I think he's still got like the ticker. And then drops concentration. You did great. Sorry about Belkin.
Oh, did Belkin?
I think he got away when the thing dropped.
Understood. Well.
Wait, he's nearby!
Wait, I hear his laugh. The captain sort of sighs, a little bit distracted. She's looking at the pile of now dead flesh. She says, "Yes. Well, we'll just have to inform people about that."
Is there anything remaining of Inkthus?
You can make an investigation check if you would like. I'm going to say it's at disadvantage. There isn't a whole lot left, but let's see if you find anything. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do 25.
At disadvantage?
I rolled an 18 and a 20.
You find Inkthus's little book of notes, and a few of the pages have been like moved, a little out of order with whatever happened. Sticking out of one of the pages, it looks like a little drawing that Inkthus did. It looks like just like scrawled onto a piece of paper. It's like him and the captain, like sort of like arm. It looks like the Disney statue, like the captain's like sort of pointing forward, and Inkthus is like next to him, like but you can see that. But the book, with the exception of like a few like small acid burns, looks like it before it was digested, manages to make it out of the creature intact. So you can take that. Yeah. The captain sort of looks at you, says, "No, you take it. I will inform his family about that. Risks of the job."
I think that all just like goes to Rory's once again, like, oh fuck yeah, that is, yeah, just pretty standard stuff.
Yes, standard stuff. I'll have to inform headquarters about Belkin Black's escape. Those were some of his workers. You two, again, I must say, handled it well. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
She turns to head back towards the front of the car to resume driving the train, leaving you two here in this room.
So as the captain leaves, when we pass, I give a nod, and as I'm assuming there's still like viscera and stuff.
Yeah, it's like kind of like yeah. The main part of it is now like just sort of melting into the floor as it's like drying. The acid's inert, so it's like just like liquid now drying on the floor. But yeah, some of the pieces are like kind of slowly sliding down the walls, sticky hand style.
Yeah. So as everything is kind of
yeah,
and we're walking, I just walk through the up to Rory, who's standing there, I guess, with
Yeah.
the book. Put my hand on his shoulder. You did good today. I saw what you did.
Yeah, I killed it.
You did?
Yeah.
That was good.
I couldn't see, and I hit it, and it died.
Yeah. That's what happens if you hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. I've been watching you. I've learned. I think I'm picking up some moves.
Okay, great. But maybe next time, don't get so close to the bad guys.
Starts makes a little like combat note.
little quick note.
I feel like there's been a thing where like I think like first thing on the when they got paired together, he was like, "You're gonna need to teach me how to fight." And yeah, Rory fully thinks that he killed that thing in the blindness. He goes, "Yeah, okay, yeah, not as close. Thanks. Do you want me to clean your shoes?"
I think yeah, my duster should. I don't want to get this ruined.
A little prestidigitation.
Oh, like with the coat kind of blowing back and stuff.
The coat blows back with the momentum of the prestidigitation. Sort of, a puff of clean billows the coat just for a moment.
Okay, that was pretty cool. All right, you know what? You can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, I thought the job was gonna be a lot of like dry cleaning and like taking the minutes and getting tea and stuff. So that I feel a lot more comfortable with. So anytime. Just sets about I'm gonna prestidigitate like the whole car. Just like
You prestidigitate the whole car.
rolls up his sleeve. He's like, this feels good. This feels good.
I'll leave it with that image. I like that. You two sort of, you sheathe the greatsword back on your back. Rory sets about doing the work that he hoped he would be doing. This is not how he'd hoped he'd arrive there. The camera sort of follows, backs up from you two, dollies back as you see the captain walk forward out into the front car again. You feel the train sort of resume onto its path and continue, and the magic item at least thankfully is secured. You eventually arrive at the warp point safely. The captain salutes. You do see that in the confusion in the ensuing fight, you look down just as the item is to be taken to the warp point, and you two are going to travel with it. You look in, and you can see like the full layout of the doll's house. The tarp, the veil, had been moved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Of course, the veil had shuffled off of the table in the scuffle. You can see like a pretty simple one-story house, simply decorated. You can see like, a living room with a fireplace. It looks like there's some small pictures of a family, various people on there. It looks like it is a single story, but the stairs that you saw like right at the beginning, the Nora was walking down some stairs. It looks like the stairs don't lead anywhere. There's no second floor to the house. It's just an open sort of floor plan. But when you look in, you can see standing in the kitchen on a table next to some, looks like a small plate of cookies, Nora standing behind the counter waving up at you, and you can see a perfect layout of this train. And we're going to go ahead and end there, and we'll see you all on the main campaign trail next time on Bonus Action. Good night, everyone. In the dark, ornately decorated circular office of Alistair McAlpine, Alistair sits at his seat in the dark. Some moonlight from the one of the four moons shines in through the windows, lighting the now retrieved 3 magical objects on the desk. In the middle, a little bowl, the grapes of wrath. On one side, a crystal ball, now sitting in like a tripod stand, the glass menagerie, and under a veil, the outline of the doll's house. As the shot tracks back from him, arms crossed, he looks deep in concentration. You see a hand appear in the shot, sort of idly circle their finger around the top of the glass menagerie. This figure is sitting with his back to the camera, sort of looking over his shoulder that way. You can see like a long nose, this like long white hair pulled back into a high ponytail. You could see at least slightly protruding ears, at least half elven in lineage. Looks like they have their own walking stick and they're sort of sitting up on the desk facing Alistair. And Alistair, without turning, says, "Well, is that enough of a trial run for you, Sterling?" "I don't know that they can do anything together, Alistair. They're not much of a team, really." "We've lost our team, Hal. They're all we've got." "Well," as he starts to stand up and leave the office, "I hope your gambling ways paid off, old friend. Send them the message, then. I'll be back in the morning to brief them." "Have some faith, Hal." "Why don't you find some of yours, Alistair?" Good night, Hal. And we'll see where the campaign starts next time on Bonus Action.